Legislator Anizio.
Yes. I recently sent a letter to Governor Kathy Hochul and the New York State Legislature regarding Senate Bill S51001 and Assembly Bill 41001. I, Putnam County Legislator Tony Anizio, along with the undersigned members of the Putnam County Legislature, write to express our vehement opposition to the law enacted on July 1st, 2022, through the Senate bills and Assembly bill, modifying New York State concealed carry application process and criteria. Among other things, this new law imposes an overly involved, lengthy, cumbersome, complicated, confusing, expensive, and burdensome process to obtain and retain a concealed carry handgun license. This new process is resulting in unnecessary confusion and expense, as well as excessive workloads for our county clerk's office, sheriff's department, and licensing officers. The law also makes it a felony for individuals with a valid handgun license to peacefully possess a handgun in any New York State park, in places of worship, in many restaurants, and in countless other public and private so-called sensitive locations where residents, businesses, and municipalities operate, live, work, shop, socialize, conduct business, and pay taxes. The law was not enacted because of any deficiencies in the prior licensing process, nor was it enacted because of any problems caused by the places that licensed gun owners could possess guns. Instead, this legislation was nothing more than a knee-jerk, unvetted, hyper-political overreaction to the recent United States Supreme Court decision, the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association Incorporated versus Bruin. Shamefully, these massive bills introduced into the Senate and Assembly in an extraordinary session, rushed through to floor votes and signed into law all in a single day, without public knowledge, discussion, or input. This law is an unconstitutional infringement upon the Second Amendment rights of law-abiding citizens to keep and bear arms. It is poorly drafted, devoid of common sense, and does nothing to deal with the crime problems that plague our states. While those problems have nothing to do with licensed gun owners, they are, however, exacerbated by New York's recently enacted and equally ill-conceived bail reform and discovery reform laws. It is not just a matter of our opinion that New York's new gun control laws are unconstitutional. The United States District Court for the Northern District of New York recently found that challenged portions of the law, including the so-called sensitive location carry bans, are unconstitutional. The court would have enjoined the law's enforcement if the plaintiff had proper standing to sue. Essentially, the same case has been filed with new plaintiffs, and it, along with several other legal challenges that have been filed in federal and New York State courts, are almost certain to invalidate an unconstitutional most, if not all, of the provisions of this law. The state of New York should not be forcing its citizens to sue to restore the constitutional rights taken away from them by bad legislation. The state also should not be wasting taxpayers' dollars to defend against legal challenges to such a blatantly unconstitutional law designed to deprive peaceful, law-abiding citizens of their constitutional rights and make exercising those rights as difficult and expensive as possible. Putnam County taxpayers should not be forced to fund the implementation of such a law on the county level. Simply put, Senate Bill 51001 and Assembly Bill 41001 is a very bad law. The New York State Legislature should immediately repeal. Sincerely, Legislator Tony Anizio, Chairman Neil Sullivan, Deputy Chairman Paul Yonke, Legislator William Gouldman, Legislator Ginny Nasserino, Legislator Carl Albano, Legislator Joseph Castellano, and Legislator Amy Sage. Thank you.